Hi, Girly Pop Society. Today we sit down with one of my favorite mentors, Dr. Trish, owner of Lighthouse Wellness Center and the California Birth Center. Hear her birth stories, her business adventures, and everything in between. You guys are in for such a special treat, and you'll probably open a birth center after this episode. We believe a birth story doesn't begin with labor, it begins with her.
Welcome to Girly Pop Birth Talks, where we go beyond the delivery room. Each week, we interview a woman just like you and unlike you about her pregnancy, her birth, and also her becoming, and what led her to the most transformative experience of her life.
So grab a drink, a snack, and cozy up, because around here we go from laughing one minute to crying the next.
As we listen to the stories that shape us.
Because birth isn't just about babies, it's about the women who rise in the process. Okay, Trish Wimbs.
Hi.
Welcome to Girly Pop Birth Talks.
Hey, thanks for having me.
I'm really excited for this interview.
Well, I'm excited.
And you flew in just for us, actually, right?
For sure.
That is really kind.
It's our first guest.
It's our first fly-in guest.
Yeah. All the way from the state of South Dakota.
South Dakota. Did you know that you're my biggest mentor?
No, stop it.
You can cry. It's safe here.
I just have to say, you guys are just amazing. Like everything you've built, I'm in constant awe because I knew you. I just will say this. A lot of people don't know this, but you came into my chiropractic clinic.
Like young.
With your little Rebecca Rose cards. And you're like, I'm starting a doula business. Would you mind giving these to some of your patients? And you were like, what were you, like 19? I mean, you were
I started my doula business when I was 22.
Yeah.
But I came to you when I got in a car accident when I was a kid.
Yes.
At like 13.
Yes.
And then I just knew of you.
Yes.
From that point forward.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I just have that vision of you coming in all nervous with your little cards. And then now you've built this giant rock star empire serving all these families. And it's just awesome to see it.
So Trish, one thing I want to share about you. You're incredible. How many businesses do you own again?
3.
3 incredibly successful businesses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, they don't come without their challenges. I don't want to act like it's just all rainbows and unicorns, but yes, 3 good businesses.
3 amazing businesses,
Yeah.
life-changing businesses where you're changing people's lives.
Well, all for the glory of the God.
Well, we'll get more into that later.
Yeah.
But tell us about yourself.
So I am a mom. I have 4 babies. They're 12, 10, 8, and 5.
Oh my gosh.
I've had a lot of crazy birth stories,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a great husband named Jabari. We met in college. I saw him in his baseball pants. Then he took me to Bible study.
Oh my.
Done deal.
Done deal.
Done deal.
Like, it's so hot.
Yeah.
It's so hot right now.
I actually have never seen a baseball pant man before.
You've never seen a man in baseball pants?
I have, but I've never looked at them.
I mean, there's some cake.
I'm
in
gonna
those
be
pants.
looking at next time
You should
baseball season is.
Yeah, watch a game.
pay attention.
Oh my God.
Pay attention.
How have I missed this?
I don't know.
It's by far my favorite uniform pant.
Oh, Ariel, do you want to share what your favorite uniform is? Splash, splash. Ariel's favorite sport is water polo.
Oh.
You say all these things about me confidently, and I don't know what you're talking about.
I know her better than she knows
So she
herself.
likes the Speedo.
Mm-hmm.
I
Interesting.
actually have always found those really disturbing. I'm not sure. You might be thinking of your other friend, Ariel. I'm into the baseball pants.
Only one.
She's seeing eye to eye with me on baseball.
Yeah.
Okay, so you met Jabari.
Yes.
I love that name.
Yeah. It's funny because his dad is black, his mom's white. His brother's name is Andrew,
No.
but the white mom named him the African name. It's
No.
just classic.
So it's
classic.
Andrew and Jabari.
Andrew and Jabari.
That's so funny.
Isn't that awesome?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to hear more about that love story, but tell us more about who you are.
Well, I don't. What do you
Where'd you
mean,
grow
who I
up?
am? Oh,
Start
so
there.
I grew up in the crisp foothills of Auburn, California.
Oh, really?
I was a foothill baby. I went to Colfax High School.
my
Go
gosh.
Falcons!
Woo woo!
Still representing.
Nice.
I was an athlete. I played softball, which I got a full ride to college.
Oh my God.
Which
what
is,
college?
It was called Prairie View A&M. It's a Division I in Houston, Texas.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
And that is where I met my husband.
Wow.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. So he was the baseball player and you were the softball player?
Yeah, and he transferred in. So he wasn't at my school the whole time. He transferred in. I remember I was running, we had this little loop around the athletic fields, and I was running, and I saw him taking batting practice, and I was like,
Who's
who is that? Look at those pants.
Mhm.
And so I used to cook for all the baseball players. I did like Sunday breakfast,
Of course.
and I just was like their mom.
Mhm.
And so he started coming around, and then we became friends like for months before we like dated. And then it was just like, that's my husband. Yeah.
So you knew that he was your husband before the first date.
Yeah. I told my teammates, I'm going to marry that boy.
I'm going to
I
marry
knew.
that Jabari.
Yeah.
That Jabari is my Bari.
That's my guy.
So cute.
Yeah.
So suddenly I just got super thirsty.
Oh, right.
Right. So Trish, we have this little tradition for the last 5 weeks here at Girly Pop Birth Talks where we have a little mocktail.
Oh, delicious.
Yeah. So you'll have to listen to our little annoying entry song for mocktail time.
Okay, I'm ready.
Mock. It's working.
So do you have any, if you were to judge that 10 out of 10, 0 out of 10.
The falsetto is by far a 10.
I liked my, I want to see your mocktail. Mock, your mocktail.
Oh, wow. So this isn't a permanent thing. You guys are still figuring it out.
We're still figuring it out.
So the episode that like sticks will become the iconic episode, that mocktail song.
Mhm.
Or I want to see your mocktail.
Ooh.
Do we like that?
Give us our drink.
Take the mocktail. What is it going to be?
It's going to come to us one of these times.
Our little friend Flies in the room. Okay, so we have Recess sponsor us. We have a peach ginger Recess mood magnesium
adaptogen,
big words, infused sparkling water today. Let's give us a little topper.
Oh my goodness. Friends. This is so fancy.
So fancy. So delicious. This one is for my dear guest.
Oh, thank you.
Trisha Wimbs.
Should we have a cheers?
Oh, of course.
Absolutely.
Let's toast to Girly Pops, baby.
Girly Pops.
Let's do it.
Oh, I like. I haven't had this flavor before.
I will say the peach feels authentic.
Yes.
I like it.
The ginger's not there.
It's not.
It would have been really good with a ginger slice in it. Like a raw ginger slice.
Oh.
Not like sushi ginger, but like raw ginger slice. Okay, so I want to know about Trisha's childhood. Who's your parents? What was your home like?
My parents are radical. My dad was just like a computer nerd guy, but big athlete too. So he was the one that got us into all the sports. My mom is like crazy social butterfly, you know, just out there in the streets. Like
that's where you got it from.
That's that. Yeah, I have like a nice mix of both. They are still married. Like, I don't know. I can't do the math right now, but I think it's been like 47 years
Wow.
or something like that. So I had a really good, you know, look at that growing up, what a good relationship looked like. And my dad was an entrepreneur, so he had his own business. And I think like that probably is what sparked like being my own boss, you know, in me. I never have had a boss, so it's kind of cool. And yeah, I had a fun childhood, 2 older brothers. I was always getting like, I was really tomboyish because I had to be like to stay, you know, in the fight
for
with
yourself,
those crazies.
So you're the little sister.
I'm baby sis.
You're like the youngest of the whole family.
I am.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's like, I feel, maybe I'm making this up, kind of rare for the youngest of the family to become so iconic. I feel like they just kind of stay in the shadows.
I could see that. Yeah.
But
not Trish.
Her being the like baby girl with boys,
Only
she
girl.
had to earn her
Only girl though.
like, yeah.
Definitely spoiled, you know?
What are your
Golden
brothers
child.
like?
My oldest brother is really chill and reserved. He's like really more like my dad, like really calm spirit, like such positive vibes. And my other brother is insane. Like he is
the
so
middle
crazy.
child. Yeah.
Like he's hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my
he's more like my mom. So they're like
Mm.
they're like each in a direction, and then I'm like a split decision in the middle there. Yeah.
I love that. What
Yeah.
would you say like a traditional Saturday looked like for your family growing up?
You know, we hosted a lot of parties when I was little. Like we were always hosting like events. We always did things with our extended family. So like big holidays, big every birthday, you know, it was like really crazy. And then when I got more into sports, it was always at tournaments and stuff. So that was like road life, you know, for me all through high school and stuff.
How did you, so fast forward, you're at college, you met your husband. What were you going to college for?
So I knew I was going to be a chiropractor from age 9.
How? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy story. I was a very sick child, like antibiotic baby, like just every weird sickness, you name it, I got it. And when I was 9, I hurt my shoulder, and my regular doctor told my mom, like, I probably needed to have like surgery. And she was like, laughed in his face and was like, she's 9. Like, I'm not about to cut her open. So she took me to the chiropractor, and he literally just went dink, popped my shoulder in. I was out throwing like that day.
Wow.
And I literally walked out of the office and told my mom, like, that was so awesome. Like, that's what I'm going to do when I get older.
Wow.
And what's really crazy, I didn't notice this till I was about 16. I was interning in a chiropractic office through high school. And I just reflected and was like, gosh, I haven't been sick in like a long time. Like, I used to be sick all the time. I haven't taken a medication in years. And I literally went and got my medical chart from the urgent care that my mom always took me to. And from 0 to 9, chronically sick. Once I started getting adjusted regularly, stopped getting sick.
Wow.
So it took me on like, and if you look at my life, like I got a full ride for softball because my shoulder was awesome and like all the things. So it's like that decision my mom made like changed the whole course of my life. Like not only did I get to be like a good athlete, but that's where I met my husband. Like the whole course of my life was changed by that adjustment that I got.
Wow.
So it was really impactful for me.
Oh my gosh. You should be like the spokeschild for chiropractic.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Absolutely.
Well, and how cool of your mom to like think of that. Cause I feel like chiropractic, I don't know, didn't feel like it was as big of a deal as it is now or as well known. I mean, even now when I tell families, like suggest chiropractic care, a lot of them are, a lot of them are like, but that was cool of her to not just trust that the doctor knows best.
Yeah, I think people have such a huge stigma about it, and it's sad because what it is using the body's innate ability to heal itself. All you're doing is clearing interference in the nervous system. That's it. It's so simple. It doesn't require anything dangerous. It's just easy.
I actually don't think you know this, but you were the first chiropractor I ever saw.
I did not know.
I didn't know this.
It just came to me, but I was afraid.
Yeah.
And so I did nothing in my first pregnancy. And then it was because I was at the birth center and I was having round ligament pain or something. And they recommended that I go see you. And I think I put it off for a few weeks because I was scared.
Yeah.
And then I went and I was like, that was fine. And now I love it.
That's so great.
Yeah, I just realized that.
Do you feel like your life has been better since?
Probably.
My life was for sure, but I'm having like all these realizations. I was the sick kid growing up too, always in the hospital for something. And then when I started midwifery, that comes hand in hand with like the whole world of like, I started seeing chiropractic care.
Okay, so you knew you wanted to be a chiropractor, so you were in college for that.
Yeah.
Tell me how you got from that to opening up your chiropractic office.
Yeah. So when I graduated, I was pregnant with my first.
Okay.
And
okay, wait, we have to pause. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
So how fast did you and Jabari get married?
Yeah.
Oh, we
in
were together.
College.
No. So we were together. He moved to California after school because he's originally from Colorado. I was in chiropractic school. He was getting his master's degree, and we just like we got married the year we graduated.
Okay.
So like from regular college.
Okay.
So so I got pregnant. It was a little surprisey. Right after we got married, and then I graduated. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to have this baby and then I'll wait to open my practice. Like I had planned.
You knew you wanted to open a practice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I lost that baby. He ended up being stillborn when I was 34 weeks gestation.
Wow.
And so what happened was about 2 weeks after I gave birth, I just am not one of those people to like sit in my grief. Like I recognized that God's plan was not for that child to be with me. And while it was gut-wrenching and heartbreaking, I knew I just had to get out and start helping people or I would like go nuts. So I found a massage clinic and said, hey, I want to open a chiropractic office in your massage clinic. I want to rent a room and I'm just going to start adjusting all your massage clients and I'm just going to like
This is
make
2
this
weeks
happen.
postpartum. About.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I mean, it was, so I gave birth December 1st. I officially opened February 1st.
Wow.
So it was exactly 8 weeks, but I had made the plans. I had started the process 2 weeks after. So I opened up shop, started adjusting, started just seeing people, building my little practice, and it was going really well. But I realized like I needed a bigger space. So Dr. Ross was right in the same parking lot as the massage clinic I was working. So I walked over and I met him and I was just like, look, do you have room? Like, I want to come in here. I want to get my business going. Like, I need more space. And he just welcomed me in. So I started working. I owned my own business within his business. And then in 2015, we partnered. He made me a partner and we did a big expansion and made our clinic like double the size. And that's what Lighthouse is today. So yeah.
How old were you when you had your first baby?
I was 27.
Okay.
Yeah, I was 27.
And what was that experience like?
Well, that one was really difficult. I had some mom guilt because I had just got out of chiropractic school where they are hardcore against any intervention in birth. Like, it is very much like anti-medicine, anti-hospital. And so I didn't even get ultrasounds. I didn't do anything. I was like, I'm just having this baby, you know? And
Were you planning like a home birth or?
Yeah, had a midwife, planned a home birth. So I had started bleeding a little bit. I remember this. It was Thanksgiving week. And on Thanksgiving Day, I was texting her like, hey, I'm having some blood. And she just kept reassuring me that it was normal. And I'm not going to like hate on her. My path was my path. She definitely didn't do her due diligence, but like, I don't have any blame toward her. I really do believe the baby wasn't meant to be. But the next day on Friday, I went in for my appointment and there was no heartbeat.
Wow.
And so I had planned this like completely organic experience and I had to go the complete opposite. So I went home that night. I just like reflected with my family and I was like, okay, I'm going to start taking the meds to like send me into labor. So I didn't want to have a C-section. So I was adamant I wasn't going to get an epidural, you know, just all the things. But the amount of Pitocin they were pumping into me because the baby wasn't alive. So they weren't worried about like harming him.
Yeah.
I felt like my body was being ripped in half. So I made it through 7 hours of increased Pitocin dosing. And they checked me and I was like 2 centimeters. And I was like, you guys, I just can't do this. And I remember like sobbing, getting my epidural, like, I'm like giving in to what I hate in this world, you know? But the experience was so necessary because medicine has a beautiful place. It is so necessary. There's no shame in those interventions. Like, I have such a different scope of like how it all is now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's zero shame to it. There's such a place. So I really did change like my whole line of thinking through that experience. But I had this incredible nurse. I feel like she was like an angel. And no, I never saw her again. I tried to find her. She had like retired. It was like,
oh my gosh.
she was just, and she wasn't even supposed to be like, I had my first baby at Auburn Faith. They closed their maternity ward like a few years after that baby was born. So it was just a cool thing that I had her there with me. And we, you know, we took photos, we grieved it. We really had like a beautiful, as beautiful of an experience as it could have been for not taking your baby home with you. Like it was, and they were so violent. Like, and the craziest thing is when I got my epidural, it didn't take to my perineum. It only was taking to my uterus. So I could still feel the ring of fire. I felt the tearing. Like I knew I was pushing a baby out, which was crazy. But also I was glad I could feel it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think God purposely didn't let it take down there because there is a euphoria of empowerment that comes with the pain of childbirth and then the aftermath of it. I don't think I would have been as in good of a place if I hadn't had to make it through that pushing because it allowed me to like feel so good. You know, like it gave me all those endorphins. Like I made it through this really hard thing.
Yeah.
You know?
And supporting grief and supporting loss in my practice, of my work, I've noticed pain and grief like in labor versus pain and joy. Like, you know, your baby's coming to you is like perceived so differently. Like
totally
the way that you can cope in labor, knowing that you're going to have a baby in your arms and this promise versus like your baby's gone, yet you still have to go through these sensations.
Yeah.
I think it's impossible. Like how can you ask your body to do that?
Yeah. And I mean, I think for me, I've always been a serial optimist. Like that's just who I am. And so I feel like for me, I just kept saying things like, I'm so glad this happened before we bonded with this baby and like saw it smile. And like, I just kept thinking about moms whose like babies died after they were born and I just was like, oh, like, I'm so glad that wasn't us, you know, like, so I just tried to see like the silver lining and, you know, I remember like putting my dog right by my stomach every night. Like, I just need to feel like there's a baby here, you know, like, but like pushed me to get myself back out and start helping people. And it really did change my entire perception of birth and that whole thing. And it projected like obviously opening a birth center and all those other things. So it had to happen.
I can see, I mean, I'm interested to hear, how did that not rock your world in the sense of like making you run away from chiropractic? Because they told you, do this and you're going to have positive outcomes. And you were doing it and you had the poor outcome.
I think the most prolific thing was how medicine hates chiropractic. And they're like, that's bad. That's dangerous. I wasn't going to be that person. I'm like, I know how beautiful chiropractic is. I've seen it work a miracle in my life and miracles in other people's lives. So it was just appreciating what it is, but also recognizing that it doesn't have to be black and white. I don't have to choose one way or the other. I can have a mix of both and support both for everybody.
Which is so appreciated in our world, because it's hard when we send, because I feel like we're a pretty fluid company of like, you do you, sis, you know, like we're there to love you, support you, squeeze your hips. But like in your world of chiropractic, how were you welcomed or not welcomed? Like having that perspective of like, no, like medicine does have its place.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a mix in every profession. Like there are medical doctors who love chiropractic and some that hate it and some that don't really care. And it's the same with chiropractic. It's like there are straight chiropractors that are adamant that there's only one way to do things. Then there's the mixers that are like, no, this is cool. We can blend and be friends. And then there's the ones that are more medically minded. So it just, you know.
How was that for your husband losing his first son?
Yeah, that was hard. He is more of a quiet sufferer, you know, so I was the one wanting to talk about it all the time and he really didn't, which was fine. We just met each other where we were and he would listen when I would talk, and he's like just wanted to be close. It was like just want to cuddle, and we wanted to start trying again. This is another funny story. Not funny, but
did the baseball pants come back?
Yeah, put those pants on.
We're making a baby.
Making a baby. We couldn't get pregnant. That one was an oopsie. And then 2 years in, we still hadn't gotten pregnant with another baby.
Isn't God so intentional?
Yeah, well, and here's what's interesting about that. I was literally in my car. I will never forget this. I was sobbing, crying out to God, like telling him, I'm ready to be a mom. Like, what is happening, you know? And I was already pregnant. I just hadn't got a positive test yet. So yeah, it was all, but then the timing when I got pregnant, my business had become successful enough that we only needed one income. And so I said to my husband, I only have to work half time for us to have this income. I want you to stay at home. I don't want to send our babies to daycare or whatever. And so he got to be a stay-at-home dad, which was awesome.
And he wanted to do that.
Well, he was hesitant. I mean, he's like a man. He wants to provide. Yeah. But we looked at like the importance of what our children were able to do. And he was in youth nonprofit work. The pay is not great. The hours are terrible. So I said, look, I know this is going to be hard for you, but like, if we're talking about what's best for our family, this makes the most sense. You being gone 10 hours a day doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And so he really leaned into that role. That dude had them signed up in every, class, every library day, he took them to everything all the time. And they were so enriched because of it. And it was great because I got to be home with them half the time. Yeah. So it was just like a perfect situation. But if I had gotten pregnant sooner, I wouldn't have been able to do that. Yeah. So all in his
perfect
time.
timing.
All in his time, which is the hardest lesson.
So hard for people.
It's never our time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what year did you open within Dr. Ross's office, but with your own company?
So I started in 2011 with him.
Okay.
Yeah. And then 2015, we partnered and expanded.
Okay. And then, so when was your second baby, this one?
2015.
Okay. Yeah. And then you went on to have.
So I had her while the renovations were happening.
Okay. And what was it called before Lighthouse?
Chiropractic Health Center.
Okay. And you were Chiropractic Health Center, or what was Dr. Ross?
Well, I was just me.
Oh, you were just
we were Chiropractic Health Center, but our patient bases and businesses were separate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's so incredible and fast. Like, I don't know, 5 years feels like a long time, but really in business, that's not very long to become able to quadruple a practice.
Yeah, it was cool.
What was that like deciding to expand and partner?
Yeah, I mean, I was so excited because I had grown to the point where I was like, if you don't partner me, I have to leave. And I didn't want to leave. We had like a really good working relationship. We loved our staff. I was comfortable there. And so it made a lot of sense. And I was so thankful that he was willing to partner me in, you know? Yeah.
awesome.
He's an amazing guy.
Then he partnered with me to open the birth center.
Yeah.
So.
I cannot wait to get into
I know.
it.
We're
Yeah.
almost there.
Okay, so 2015, you have another baby.
Did
Well,
you?
Oh, no. So I had a baby in 2013 too.
Okay.
Yeah. So my first live child, 2013.
Okay. A little
And
boy.
I had a boy. Yep. And that was a normal delivery, like at the hospital. We were a little hesitant.
I was
going to
say, did you end up doing like
Yeah.
ultrasounds and all of that?
I only did one. I didn't go crazy. I did what was necessary. I didn't have fear that I was going to have a second stillbirth or anything like that. So that was a normal delivery. And then with my daughter, I was actually just going to go rogue and do like a at-home unassisted. I was like, I'm not even going to have a midwife.
Like
we're
a
just
free
gonna,
birth.
We're going to free birth. But then I had polyhydramnios. I had like so much amniotic fluid that I had to go to the hospital. And what they did was this was so cool that my OB was willing to do this. She took me in the OR and she said, look, your baby's head can't apply because there's like 50 gallons of water in your
At
body.
term.
At term.
Okay.
She's like, I'm going to break your water and I'm going to drain it. And if the cord comes out, we're going to cut you open and do a C-section. But if her head hits, I'll let you go back into L&D and deliver. So all these interns are watching. So everybody's just staring at my vagina this whole time.
They're like, what's going to happen?
They're like, what's happening? But they drained 14 pounds of amniotic fluid, 14 pounds off of me before her head applied.
I've seen this in person, and it is wild. They literally have their fist essentially in your
She's holding my cervix
vagina.
shut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like slowly letting water come out.
Yeah.
Until the head's applied.
Insane. So the head applies, I go back in, and you know how like in the hospital they have the big trash bags they weighed the rest of the water, and it was another 11 pounds.
Trish.
I had 25 pounds of amniotic fluid, plus like my 8-pound baby.
Yeah.
When
plus
did you
a
find
3-pound
out
placenta.
that you had the polyhydramnios?
I found out I had it like probably from 36 weeks on.
Okay.
And so they were telling me she was like a 20-pound baby. I'm like, she's not a 20-pound baby. But the fluid was like magnifying her measurements.
A lot of times polyhydramnios is like paired to a fetal anomaly. Was there any
was
talks
nothing.
of
We
that?
did all the things.
Okay.
There was zero. I think she was bougie. I think she wanted to come out all
Like,
perfect.
build this castle up.
She looked so perfect, like not a mar on her. Like she's like, I've been in this fluid the whole time. Like I'm good.
Your own little personal float spa.
Yeah. So no reason I didn't have gestational diabetes or anything.
Okay.
But it was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
So she applies the head, and then you go back into an L&D room?
Yeah. Just push her out. Done
Great.
deal.
Okay.
It's a great birth.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
2 hospital births now, or 3.
3.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then this is an important one, this next one.
Mm.
I decided I was ready to attempt out a hospital birth.
Okay.
But I was, after my midwife experience, because there was some other things that happened, like the way she was frantically charting at the hospital, and like it was creepy. I just knew that there was things that she didn't do her due diligence on, and I felt
With
like
your third baby?
no, with my first.
Oh,
and
okay.
I felt like she
I
was
see.
trying
like
to,
she was like fixing the
she
chart.
was covering it up.
Mm.
Yes. And so it just felt icky to me, and I was like, I wasn't anti, but I was like, I'm not ready emotionally to like commit to a home birth again. So I called, which I feel fine. I normally would never speak ill of another business, but this one's closed now, so I feel like I can say it outwardly.
Mm-hmm.
I called the birth center, which was in Carmichael at the time. And I call and I'm like, hi, my name's Trish. Like, I just really want to check out your birth center. And she's like, oh, we do our tours on Friday at 8 a.m. I'm like, well, I work Friday at 8 a.m. And she's like, well, that's when we do our tours. And I was just like,
Ew.
It just felt not welcoming, not warm. So I was like, okay. So I call my OB, who's been with me this whole time through these other pregnancies. And I'm just like, okay, I'm going through you, you know. And it was cool. They let my husband catch that baby in the hospital. So we had like a really organic experience, and I know they don't break those rules very often, but they did for him. And so that was cool. But that, when I was pregnant with that kid and
This
had
is your
that,
third live birth.
fourth pregnancy, third live birth.
Mm-hmm.
This is when I said, I'm opening a birth center. Like there has to be a better option.
So in your 4th pregnancy?
In my 4th pregnancy, I'm like, I'm going to start working on this. Like
because you had called that birth center and like not a good experience.
So uninviting.
Yeah.
And their reviews weren't stellar, if I'm being honest. So I was like, I want to open a birth center, and I'm going to do it.
Was Midtown open at this point? Because I know they're all closed now, but except California Birth Center. But
So
No,
crazy.
Midtown was
wasn't
not.
open. Okay.
They opened like the same year we did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what was that beginning process like? Because it's not an easy.
Oh, no. It was so hard. We went to San Francisco and met with the midwives down there at the San Francisco Birth Center. And they were so gracious, like telling us their whole process.
Oh,
They
that's so
shared their
nice.
business plan with us. They were just like, any way we can pay it forward, we would love to help you. And that was seriously incredible. Like that gave us such a jump start. But Optimist Trish was over here like, this is going to be so easy. I'm just going to open a birth center, like no idea what I'm doing.
But thank God for that spirit, because if we didn't have people like you.
Well, no, thank God I didn't know what I was doing, because if I did, I wouldn't.
You probably wouldn't have done it.
No.
But look at all the people. What is it at
I
now?
know.
Like 900?
Yeah, we're creeping up toward 1,000.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
It's very exciting.
Okay. So we're going to open a birth center.
So I talked to Dr. Ross. He's in with me. He's like, yes, let's do this. So we start going through the process. So we opened the corporation in 2017, started looking for buildings. We had one that we were going to buy that fell out of escrow because the people got divorced, like just little hiccups everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Finally find the building that we want. We cold shell it, completely start from scratch.
And you've had your baby at this point. This is after you've had, or are you still
I'm
pregnant?
I'm pregnant with number 5, live baby number 4 at this time.
And then you became, like, this idea was born in your
During
fourth
During fourth pregnancy, third birth.
Third
Yes.
birth, okay.
So had that baby, and then I'm now pregnant again, and I'm opening this place. And
How long did it take to like get loans, secure a building, get plans?
Yeah. So from the minute we incorporated to the day we opened was 2 years.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah. So we get the building, and then we start the renovations, and that of course like takes way longer than they anticipate. So much so that our bathtubs weren't even installed on our grand opening. They were just sitting there like on the floor. Like it was such a shit show.
Nobody knew.
no one knew.
No one knew. No one knew. Thank God. But yeah, it was a crazy journey to get that place open, and so cool. And I remember one of my favorite moments was the fish was interviewing me, and I was standing in this unwalled room, and I was saying, how special is it? Like someday some woman is going to give birth in this room.
Oh my gosh.
And the craziest thing is I was the first person to give birth in that room.
Oh my
No one had done
gosh.
it. I was the 15th delivery,
No.
but no one had given birth in the room that I did. So it was
Wow.
really cool.
Wow.
Yeah. And that, I will just say this, that birth was so perfect and so easy and so smooth. It was exactly what I envisioned for my first birth, but I got to have it for my last. And it was like this full circle moment for me of like my birth journey and where God had taken me. And it was just like magical, you know?
Wow.
Okay, so let's go back. Like, you're building this building.
Yeah.
It has to be chaotic
So
in the
chaotic.
middle of a pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to the end of your pregnancy, the building's done.
Building's
And
done.
then you decide, when did you decide in that process, I'm going to give birth at the birth center?
I always knew I was going to give birth at the birth center.
Mhm.
That was
You were building it for.
I built it in my vision. I was like, this is a sanctuary of peace. This is where I
Well,
want to give
I
birth.
remember talking to you in the beginning because I had my second there. She was
Yeah.
the 80th though, so it was
Yeah.
a bit. But at some point, probably when I was coming to you for chiropractic care, I remember saying to you, I think it was about the birth center, like those beds, and since they're closed, like we were talking about how ugly the rooms are at the other birth center,
Oh,
and
yeah,
like
yeah.
the like linens of the beds, like were just these gaudy. You know what I'm talking about?
Like floral grandma.
Floral, yes. And I
like,
remember telling
real-
you, like, thank you for making it so like crisp and clean and modern and just
Yes.
peaceful.
Mhm.
Because
So
when I looked
peaceful.
at the pictures of the other place, I was like, this feels dirty to me, even though
Yeah.
I'm sure it wasn't. But like all the patterns
Just the
and stuff, like,
yeah, it's overwhelming.
what are you hiding with these patterns? That's how I felt.
I mean, doing birth work probably a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, but we figured out a way. I mean,
Oh, I've been scrubbing sheets. I'm
yeah,
a master.
of course.
Not
Yeah.
hydrogen peroxide.
Yeah, Castile soap.
You got to do it. But yeah, we wanted it to be like spa energy, like
Yeah.
just extremely serene, not like a little bit of colors we added in as time went on, but we didn't want it to be like overwhelming color. We
Mhm.
wanted it to just be like neutral and calm.
Yeah.
It
you
is.
know?
You
You
did that.
mastered that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so you're at the end of your pregnancy. You're preparing to give birth.
Yeah.
What was your relationship like with your midwives, having gone through your first birth and not feeling great about that?
Yeah. So this was also a little bit of a journey. So the midwives that were employed by the birth center, I had them do my initial prenatal when I was like 26 weeks. I didn't even get any, like, I didn't do much care in the beginning. I was so busy, you know?
Yeah.
And I felt like the relationship that we had was weird. It was like, you know, not a typical like client midwife relationship. Like I remember after my appointment, we concluded what tests I was cool with, what I wasn't with, you know, in the appointment. And then later they're texting me and they're like, we want to do this, this, and this. And I'm like, this feels weird. And so I didn't feel comfortable. I'm like, I can't be your boss and your client.
Yeah.
Like, it's just weird.
Mm-hmm.
And so I contacted Kaleem and Marlene. And I said, you know, you guys are vets. I felt super good about you when you toured during the grand opening. Like they were retired at this point, but I'm like, would you be willing to just attend this birth for me? And they thankfully accepted. And then it was just like the easiest birth. Like I was only at the birth center for like 4 hours. Like an hour after, I'm like, I want to go home and sleep in my own bed. And that was the best part about it. It was like I had this gorgeous birth and I'm just going to go right home and I'm going to be in my bed with my new baby when the kids wake up. Like
gosh.
magic.
So
know?
it was the middle of the night that you had a baby?
Yeah. So I started having I was having contractions kind of all day. And then around 9, there were some that were like, oh, like that's real, you know? So I met them there. And this is the best part. I met them there at like 10:30, but I unlocked the door with my own key. I like
walking into your birth center.
Into the birth center.
This is like, I think you are the first ever to birth in your own birth center. Like, I don't.
Yeah. Doesn't happen that often.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I let myself in, then they got there a little bit after and I had some contractions for a minute and then they stopped. And I said, okay, should I go back home? And they're like, no, like, let's just give it a little bit. And then I got really tired, like narcoleptic tired.
Oh my gosh.
And I just passed out. And then I woke up to a huge contraction at like 2 a.m. So I took like a 2-hour nap or something like that. And then 20 minutes later, I just pushed the baby out.
Oh my gosh.
So easy. It was like stupid easy.
Wow.
It didn't make sense.
That's so wild.
Yeah.
That's so
But
cool.
when birth is undisturbed, it can be that easy.
Yeah, it was so easy. I mean, my hospital births weren't super hard. I mean, of course, with the polyhydramnios, but the last baby I had, he was a little asynclitic. So pushing was a little bit longer. With her, I mean, with the last baby, it was literally like, I want to say like 2 big pushes.
Wow.
And I was in a runner's lunge.
In the
In
water?
the tub.
Okay.
Wow.
In your tub, sorry.
In
Just
my tub.
so badass.
First baby in that tub.
That's
Yeah.
so cool. What room?
I know I
Room
was going to
2.
ask that. The middle
Aw.
one.
The middle one.
Okay.
Yep.
That's a special room.
Yeah. And I mean, it was interesting because normally I would have picked whatever, but no one had given birth in room 2. 1 and 3 had babies, but 2 hadn't. And I was like, I want to be the first one. And so then it was really cool.
What day
Yeah.
was that baby born?
February 9th of 2020.
Wow.
Right before the pandemic hit,
Yeah.
which blew
Yeah.
our business up. So
Yeah.
thanks, COVID.
Cheers,
Yeah.
COVID.
Okay, so you have a baby February of 2020. What day did the birth center open?
It opened on my birthday, September 26th of 2019.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I remember the
Wow.
grand opening. I didn't
That's
go.
when we got our occupancy was
Okay.
on my birthday.
Wow. What was that like opening a birth center and then becoming the third birth center or a part of the 3?
I mean, it was the hardest project I've ever done by far. Like I have PTSD from some of it. But so rewarding. I mean, all the suffering that has happened in that business side of things is well worth it for these women's stories. I mean, I've had people write me the most beautiful letters about how their birth like changed who they were. Like
Yeah.
now I'm more bold. I have boundaries with my in-laws. I'm, because I had this birth and it changed my life. So in all the healing that has happened from people who have maybe had traumatic hospital births and then come into this space and had such a beautiful thing. And then sometimes they transition into home birth, which is even cooler. Like it's just, I'm just happy to be able to be a bridge between like the hardcore medical side and then the hardcore natural side. It's just nice to be right in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's what you were even saying about like just who you are back at the beginning of the chiropractic journey. And even what you said about your siblings, you were like, I'm right there in the middle. I'm seeing the thread.
That's a nice
going through.
observation. Yeah. I like
We're
that.
all about that. Find the thread in
Find
the
the
beginning
thread. Yeah.
that got you here.
Of
Yeah.
becoming her.
Absolutely.
So the birth center's opened. It's established. You guys start getting customers.
Sure.
It's like becoming, I mean, the prettiest birth center, in my opinion. Not
Yeah.
biased whatsoever. But then COVID happens.
Yeah.
So what's your like stance on COVID as a chiropractor? How do you navigate that in the community?
Yeah, I don't live in fear. I did not want any of my staff wearing masks. I didn't want, if moms wanted to wear them, cool, but I never enforced that. I let them bring as many people as they wanted. I really didn't change anything, you know? I mean, we had some meetings about if midwives were concerned, and basically what I said to them at the time was, look, if you're worried, I'll bring someone else in, but I'm not changing what I feel these families need. And it was really nice. I mean, we had one mom who called in and said, hey, I'm 38 weeks. Can I sign on? I said, absolutely. As long as you're, let's get your medical chart. Made sure she was safe. She had her baby that night. She didn't even get a prenatal with us. It was like, I'm signed on and I'm having a baby. And it was so cool.
Because she probably was finally able to release.
Yeah, because there was so much anxiety. Like, I
that's
want
like
my mom
Mary
there, and
and
I can only have my husband.
Yeah.
And then remember when they were quarantining you from your baby if you tested positive for COVID? So people were freaking out about not being able to bond with their kid.
Yep.
And so we,
and the 2-hour test thing. So you had to get to the hospital, test negative for your partner then to join you.
Yeah.
Which is, it wasn't rapid testing then.
Well, the tests were so inaccurate. You could take 5 and get 6 different results.
Yep.
I mean, it was very traumatic for those families. And so we really loved to be able to be like, I mean, think about it. 6 months earlier, we weren't even open. So to be able to be in that space for those families right during that time was really cool.
Wow.
And a lot of women who would never have chosen natural birth chose it solely because of the COVID situation. And then they realized how powerful they are. And so then they had their subsequent pregnancies outside of the hospital. And that's just rad.
That is so cool.
I love it.
I love when like the world forces you to then look deeper and and do it.
So cool.
So you guys, what was like the traditional like count per month prior to COVID and then after COVID?
Well, you can't even really factor it in because we had only been open for like 6 months. So we don't really know, But our average is around 15 to 20 a month, probably.
So wild.
Some months are lower depending on what's going on. But
so what happened? Because I saw stuff about this on social media, like floating around. But why exactly are birth centers just like shutting down out of nowhere?
The main reason is the California economy is volatile. Like people can't afford what we provide. And it really is a luxury service. If you think about it, when you can go to Kaiser and have your baby for free or $500, spending $8,000 on a birth is a lot. So, insurances suck. They're not reimbursing. I mean, we had that huge situation that we had, but that's the main reason. A lot of the ones that have closed down were Medi-Cal acceptors, which is we give discounted rates to Medi-Cal families, but we cannot accept Medi-Cal would put us out of business.
Yeah,
it's just
for sure.
Getting $360 for a delivery and $1,000 for a facility fee doesn't even pay for the equipment we use. Like it's just not possible. Yeah.
So
it's sad because there's a gorgeous birth center in San Diego that had been open for 26 years and they had to close down because they just could not afford. And I will say this, the expenses, equipment has gone through the roof, malpractice. Our malpractice is almost as much as our mortgage. I pay like $7,000 a month for malpractice. And we've never even had any law issues or like any events that have warranted the use of our malpractice, but
you're paying.
It's expensive. So yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So I think it's just a costly business.
Yeah.
And
why do you keep going?
I mean, originally I was fighting so hard for the community. I just felt like this was such a necessary thing for the families that need it. But when it got really bad, I had to lean in and just say, okay, God, if this birth center was only meant to serve the families it served and it's meant to close, then I will close it and I will do it. But I need you to make it very clear that that is what you want. And then the money just came when we needed it and it continues to do so. So I will continue to fight for it as long as God wants it open.
Yeah.
I can be like
advocate
for the birth center and knowing the lives it's changed.
Yeah.
Not only for the mom, but for the baby, for the toddlers,
Absolutely.
for the dads.
It's changing a community.
Yeah.
You know, for sure.
I would hate to ever see it go away.
I know.
Yeah. I mean, I really don't think it will. I think God wants it there. He's made that clear.
Mm-hmm.
So then fast forward a few years later, after baby number 5 is born, you decide to make a big move.
Yes.
How and why?
So God put it on my heart during the vaccine law overhauls in California that we needed to move. And I prayed diligently about where, I had no idea. And we went on a trip in 2021 to Minnesota. And I spent a lot of time in nature, just like praying. And I really felt him say, like, it's time, like, find a place. So I picked 6 states, researched what like reciprocity was for my license, researched what their climate was like, what kind of schools, all those things. And we landed on South Dakota. We didn't know a single person there.
Yeah, it's really random.
We were like, this is where we're going. And I can't explain it. I landed there. And as I was walking off the jet bridge, I just felt Holy Spirit be like, welcome home. And so I looked at my mom and I'm like, we're moving here. I don't know what it's going to look like, but this is where we're coming. And so we packed up in 2022. I found an amazing doc to take over my chiropractic side of things, got the birth center as set up as I could to operate without me on the ground. And we moved. And then I did a lot of reflecting that first year, and I was flying back and forth like crazy because I was still working at Lighthouse, taking care of the birth center, getting it transitioned. And I did a lot of reflecting in the times I wasn't working. And I decided to open like another wellness center out there. And that's just been like miracles on miracles. It's been so cool.
It would have to be to like, I'm tired listening to your story.
Well, 5 babies.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
3
2
businesses.
Yeah. Then choosing to do another because each business is like a child.
Yeah.
So
what are your kids' names?
So Denver's my oldest. Aida is my second. Merritt is my third. And Soren is my fourth. And our baby that passed, we did not know his name. We didn't know if he was a boy or girl.
Okay.
We always waited to find out.
Mm-hmm.
So we had only ever called him Baby Wimbs. And even though we had a name picked out, I just felt like I don't want to call him something I didn't call him. I only called him Baby Wimbs when he was in my belly. So that's what I called him. And then I just told God if he wanted to name him that would be cool. And I'll meet him when I get there.
Yeah, you can know his name when you get to heaven.
Yeah.
Okay, then you name Lighthouse. How did you guys come up with that?
We just really wanted to be like a beacon of health for people. So we wanted to like, in the wellness center, we offered so many different things. We wanted it to be like one-stop care. Like you can get massage, you can get acupuncture, you can get all these things in one roof. So that we wanted it to be like the beacon of health is why we named it that.
So Lighthouse Wellness Center.
Yeah.
And then California Birth Center.
Yeah. So originally we had thought of some other names, but I
have to know.
Yeah, so Destiny Birth Center was one of them because it's on Destiny Drive.
Is that why Destiny's called Destiny, or did Destiny name the street?
Destiny named the street.
Okay, interesting.
So we had thought about that. We had thought about a few other things, but I envisioned that we would have multiple of those. And so I wanted to name it something that it could be like California Birth Center Folsom or California. I had imagined that we would have more than one location. So that's why we chose it. And we figured if you're Googling any birth center in the state, we have inquiries from all over the state a lot of times because of the name.
Yeah.
But we figured it would be easier to find it.
I feel like even in my time there was people coming from hours away, staying in a nearby Airbnb and then birthing.
Yeah, we still have that happen. Yeah. That's been really cool.
So then you moved to South Dakota.
Yeah.
How soon after did you launch your business there?
So about 18 months later, I feel like is when I launched it. Yes.
And then how'd you come up with divinity?
I really wanted to honor Jesus. I feel like my faith like catapulted when I had space to just like hone in on it. And I really wanted my business to be like, I've always felt this way about chiropractic, that God made our bodies incredible and that they have the ability to heal on their own with proper, guidance.
Support, yeah.
And so I really wanted to honor like Christ-centered care in my next venture. And I just was thinking like your divine ability to heal from within is something I always say. So I was like, divinity, baby. That's what it's going to be. Yeah.
When did your faith journey start? Did you grow up with faith?
So I grew up Catholic and I went to Catholic school all through 8th grade. And then I went to public high school, but I never, and no digs on Catholicism. Okay. I appreciate the foundation that it gave me, but it wasn't my religion. I didn't understand like why I had to bow down to the Pope or bow down to priests, because I'm like, they're sinners too. Like this just doesn't make sense for me. It makes sense for others and that's awesome. But for me, it did not. And when I met my husband, he was like, well, have you ever just like went to non-denominational church? And I'm like, no. And he's like, let's go. And I went and I was like, yes, like this
is the missing piece.
What I'm talking about. And it just felt so good. Like less judgment. I felt very judged growing up as a Catholic. And that may not be everyone's experience, but it was a very like, if you do this, you're going to hell, you know, which that's everything anti-Jesus. Jesus is like, no, it doesn't matter what you did. I have died for you, accept me. And you're, you know, granted your ticket here. So I just had a totally different perspective on it. And so, yeah, I mean, I've always been a believer, but I honed it in that time period.
Yeah.
You know,
So Divinity was launched.
2023.
What do you guys
Yep.
offer?
So we offer so many things: chiropractic, colon hydrotherapy, IV therapy, hyperbaric. We have 2 hyperbaric chambers.
Wow.
We have a medical doctor on my staff that does holistic medical care, deprescribing, chelation therapy, and we do a ton of integrative oncology. So we
Yeah, I've
have
been
really
seeing
stepped into
that.
the cancer space, and also doing a ton of treatment for autoimmune disease, like and finding underlying infections that are causing it, and so treating a lot of Lyme's,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
it is cool.
I just found out, and we can cut this or keep it in, but I have fibromyalgia, but from Epstein-Barr virus.
Oh yeah,
So many
EBV.
people have that.
Oh my gosh.
You can cure that.
Yeah, I need to cure it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been dealing with like chronic fatigue. I need to come to South Dakota for a month and do like a crash healing.
Oh yeah, let me
Is that
do
where
it.
your grandparents are?
No, they're in Kansas, but my
See,
sister
I
is
told
in
you.
North Dakota.
Oh, that's not far.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
come
so
on
fun.
down. I'd be happy to have you.
So what would you tell an entrepreneur mom going through her entrepreneur journey, her motherhood journey? Like, what would your greatest advice be? Because you're kind of a badass.
Yeah. And you said your marriage is intact and thriving.
Yeah, great marriage.
I'm
Go
like,
Jabari.
how?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, my biggest thing is the only regret I have is sometimes the business takes away from, you know, like you're shooing your kid away because you're on an
Yeah.
important call with a investor or whatever. And I wish I hadn't been so in those things. I wish I had been more present for my babies. So I would say that absolutely, and I'm doing that now. You know, I'm very intentional about my time with them. And I would say if you burn yourself out to the point where you don't have energy for your kids, you're not serving your family. So I would say make sure that you're doing things and creating boundaries and saving space, you know, to have for them, and also lean in, whatever it is that you do, pray, meditate, whatever it is, but really lean in and listen, because I think I could have saved myself some strife if I wasn't doing what Trisha Brain wanted instead of what God wanted. And so I just feel like when I fully trust, everything is so easy and effortless. But when I'm trying to control too much, it's not. So, I mean, I don't know if that's good advice, but that that is the honest advice that I have, you know, and keep
Absolutely.
good people.
Yeah.
Keep any negative drama, keep it away.
Oh, the worst.
Put it out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Stomp, stomp, squash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you for being here with us today.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. It was so good to see you guys.
Such a gift. You're incredible. And
You're incredible.
I cannot wait for the next like 10 years of growth for us, for you,
Yeah, it's going to be
for our
great to see
communities.
it.
Mhm.
I love seeing it. I mean, just your guys' little tiny company, and now you're just, it's awesome. You're doing it.
We need like that like clip art. Like,
Yeah. Smoke show.
well, we love you.
Yeah, I love you guys. Thanks
Thanks
so much.
for coming. Thanks for joining us on Girly Pop Birth Talks, where we hold space for the messy and meaningful journey of becoming her.
If today's story moved you, made you laugh, or reminded you of your own strength, we would love it if you subscribed, shared the episode, and left us a quick review.
We're so glad you were here.
Seriously, you're one of us now.
We can't wait to do this again soon.